Good morning, Megan. Thank you so much for coming on the call and agreeing to do this recording with us. First of all, just congratulations. You and Sean are just you're rocking it. You are bringing on coaches and clients amazing speed, and your business is growing quickly. And so I wanted to just ask you if you could share with those of us on the team, maybe just the direction that you're going and how you're bringing on so many people.
Well, thanks, Paula. I appreciate it. Yeah. Um, I guess the direction that we're going, we just kind of have set goals and decided what we wanted. We've really focused on our why with our mentors, as you know, and have kind of let that be our driving force. The amazing thing about this business is that we really have the ability to create whatever we want. So if you just utilize the tools, which are really simple, and getting simpler and simpler as our amazing leaders are working on, project simplification or however it's been put. It's just so easy to reach out to people. So I've just been utilizing some of the different tools, such as the challenge, and just doing calls and reaching out to people that way, and just kind of sharing.
Excellent. Well, Megan, would you give us an example of perhaps the phrases you're using? And let's just start with someone perhaps who you haven't shared with before. Would that be a fair? You've been bringing on people who are not even clients or at all?
Yeah, absolutely. Sharing the coaching opportunity or just sharing program with them.
Sharing the coaching opportunity, because I feel like obviously you're running huge frontline volume, and I think that's awesome. I feel like most of the team is comfortable sharing the program, but when it comes to coaching, sometimes people are getting hung up on how do I bring it up? What words do I use without feeling like I'm selling something or convincing?
Yeah, so Sean and I are definitely, our organization, we're really trying to grow a lot of coaches. We just want to give people the gift that we've been given, honestly, is the way that we see it. It's such a gift. So first off, let me just say, if it's all right, that we decided to stop caring what other people think about us and just started sharing that gift. And I've been so surprised at the people who I second guessed even inviting them to a healthy happy hour, for example. And I thought, oh, they won't want to be a coach. And they've reached out to me about coaching. So it's just share if everyone would be the first thing I say. But going back to your original question, how would I share with someone that isn't on program? Is that what you're saying, Paula? My words? Okay. So we'll have talked, and I'll just give a little background. We'll have talked. I'm going to understand them. I'm just going to be asking them some questions and really listening. That's key. I'm not trying to set them up for anything. I'm trying to understand them truly, because maybe coaching isn't even the right fit for them, but there's a good chance that it is. So I want to hear their heart. And so I'm asking them, like, what's important to them? What would they like more of and less of in their life? That's a great question. People really like stop and
Mhm.
think. And I ask them often the magic wand question. If you could wave a magic wand, you could be where you want to be tomorrow, not location wise necessarily, but how you feel about yourself and what you're doing and just your day-to-day activities, what would that look like for you? So those are some of my big questions, other than the really individual personal ones. I ask those, and then once I get to that, and let's say Sally is a great candidate, she's going to be a wonderful coach. So I just say, maybe she's in my challenge room and she said she's interested in coaching, but she knows nothing about program. I say, Sally, I can share with you a little bit more about what program looks like, and we can get to that. And there's lots of different things, different programs we can do for people depending on the person. But I wanted to chat with you a little bit about coaching, because I see some different characteristics in you that make you somebody that'd be an amazing coach. And I'm very authentic. Side note, I'm very authentic about what it is. Like I see something in this person, so I'm going
Mhm.
to talk about that. I'm going to be really honest. I'm going to say, okay, so Sally, I love how you care about people. You have such a heart for people. Even in the challenge room, I see you encouraging others and just trying to pep talk them and help them with tips. And that's amazing. I've also noticed that you're a really successful mom. You really care about your children and you put your all into what you're doing. And just listing off maybe 2 or 3 of those things that I'm really seeing about Sally. And then I say, Sally, I don't know if it'd be something that interests you. And I don't know if you even know this, but Sean and I actually coach a lot of coaches. We've been helping people start their businesses. And I just think it would be so amazing for you. And I know you've already mentioned to me that you just want to reach out to your mom and grandma. Would you be interested in learning a little bit more about the coaching opportunity? I sit my mouth. I let her answer yes or no. I pretty rarely have someone just say, oh no. They'll normally say, yeah, oh yeah. Or they'll say, oh, well, I don't even know like what you do. And then we just kind of go from there. Does that kind of help, Paula?
Megan, that's so beautiful. I just love, it's really interesting, isn't it, that you are using a lot of the same questions just as comfortably as we would when we would be opening up the program to a new client,
Yeah.
finding out their why, finding out what's important to them, and then offering it in the direction that fits their lifestyle. So, I really think even just this recording is going to help a lot of the coaches realize it's not a whole nother skill set. It's the
No.
same skill set, just tweaked to just a touch.
Yes, you just need to know the person.
Mm-hmm.
That's really key. I mean, Sean and I probably have a half a dozen people right now in our room that are interested in coaching and they know nothing about program. So as we're talking with them, we're just trying to get to know them as people because, yeah, and it's just asking questions.
Okay, and if I can ask this regarding the challenge room, Megan, are you bringing up coaching the first time, excuse me, that you speak to them, or are you getting to know them over a series of several conversations?
I've been getting to know them. Luckily, we have the surveys. So I've had people that maybe they weren't even on my radar yet that have said, like, yes, I'm interested in coaching, or yes, I'm even interested in becoming a client. And then I don't call them. I think that, like Tia said this before, and I feel the same way. I don't call them and say, hey, I noticed that you have this survey and that you said this. I call them up and say, or text them and say, hey, I want to do a little 5-minute one-on-one because people love this, a one-on-one support call for you just to see how you're doing and if there's any way I can give you tips and cheer you on. That's kind of how I'll start the conversation. And then we'll set up a time and I try to keep it pretty short, but just it depends on the person, but getting to know them a little bit. And then if it seems like, yes, I really could go ahead and share this with them because I've built a little bit of a relationship, then I will. With
Okay.
sharing program, I will share that the very first time if they tell me that I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not at my goal, etc. And I'll say, would you like to hear a little bit more about program? Because it sounds like it'd be a great fit for you. With coaching, I've taken a little bit of time to get to know them. Or I'm really bold. If I haven't gotten to know them, they said they want it on the scholarship, then I'll try to get to the root of that at that first conversation.
Okay, excellent. Megan, and what do you feel like has been um, your, I guess, your answer to someone who says, "I'm really busy right now"? Because that is probably something that is probably the biggest, I guess, comeback.
hmm Yeah, well, again, so hard because it depends on the person. But if
Sure.
they've said to me they're interested in helping a few people, like there's that interest. If they're like, oh, I don't want to be a coach, then we're done there. But that doesn't happen very often. So, but yes, that is a response very often. They're busy. Oh, that's not a problem at all. And this is completely honest. This is my story. When my husband and I started, it was just me. I had a newborn and I was just helping a few people and might be weird to some people, but honestly, I did all my support calls while I was nursing my baby or while I was doing the dishes because it only takes a few minutes a week per client to support someone. It's not very time consuming. You can help a lot of people with a few hours a week. So again, you're telling me that you're interested. Um, is it something you'd want to do, to bless maybe 5 or 10 people to work an hour or two a week?
Perfect. Okay. I'm going to give you one more answer that maybe some people would say was, I'm not really comfortable talking to a lot of people, and I'm not even sure if I know anyone who would want to do the program.
Yeah, that is a hard one. So let's assume that they've said that they are interested in coaching, but that's their response is, I
Mm-hmm.
am interested, but I don't know a lot of people or I can't think of anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, Sally, honestly, it sounds like it's something you're interested in. So I would love to explore it more with you. But here's the thing, you do know, if I can speak boldly, you do know people that need help in your life. I mean, statistically, we all know at least 5 bare minimum. So if coaching is something that appeals to you and you're telling me a few of the reasons why you'd be interested in coaching, I'm not even honestly worried about if you don't have a list of specific people in your mind right now. because my first 5 to 10 clients were not even people that I wrote down on my wish list of people to get healthy. I just started sharing and talking to people, and then Sean and I, we shared a lot on Facebook, and people just kind of came out of the woodwork because there is such a need. And this program is so simple. We can coach them just with an hour or two a week if we're taking care of a few people. So if you're interested in coaching, I'm not concerned about that.
Okay. Megan, what would you say to someone who said, I don't know. I mean, what if I put a, a Facebook message out there and no one responds? I would just be so mortified.
I haven't had anyone tell me that one yet, but what I would say is, well, I've never had that happen with one of my coaches yet. We can share either the success that you've had so far on the challenge or on program, whatever it is, and you're going to have a lot of people actually probably reach out to you, even if you only have 200 Facebook friends or so. There's people just so looking for hope. Sean's and my experiences, we've never had that happen with a coach, so
Love
I'm
it.
not concerned.
Good. And if I might just piggyback on what you said, people are watching. And so even if you don't get responses, your first post, as we are show consistency, right? Their
Yeah.
curiosity and their fears will start to go away, that they might want to just reach out, just a little private message or a like. And we do see that as we are continuous in our offering, that people realize, okay, this is not going away. This is real. Good. Megan, thank you
That's
for
so true.
being so transparent here. I have one more
Yeah.
question that just came to my mind, and let's see, it eluded me really quick, so I'll just take a quick second and try to gather that thought. I just appreciate your voice of authenticity. You're coming from a heart of caring about the person. You came from no weight loss story of your own, and you came from a very healthy background. So some people would look at that and think that was a detriment, but you didn't let that stop you. You went full force and said, I've had a passion for health my whole life. Now I actually have a tool, and I think people respect that. Well, I do have that question. Okay, so what if Sally said, you know what, when I get to my healthy weight, I think I might be interested in talking to you about that.
I have had people respond that way. So I say, oh, Sally, you just be such a great coach. And we just talked about these reasons why it would be a great fit for you, or bless your family or your grandma, whatever the true reason is. You know that you don't need to wait until you get to your healthy weight to coach others. I wanted to throw that out there for you, because actually you just need to be one day ahead on your health journey of someone else to coach them, because it's so simple. Again, we're just using the tools, and you have me as your coach. I'm going to walk alongside of you in a mentorship relationship and help you. You don't need to know the answer. You just need to have the tools in your hand, honestly. And the coolest part is that if you choose to start coaching now rather than in 4 months when you're at your goal, you're going to build such a network of support. You're going to bless people, but you're going to build such a network of support for yourself that your chances of staying healthier for the long run are going to be even higher, because it's kind of like whoever we surround ourselves with, that's going to be sometimes what we take on. So what would happen if your colleagues that you just told me about or your family were getting healthy with you? That's just been my answer. I'm just
Right?
end it with a question.
Yes, and that's so true, right? Because we actually have more opportunities while we're on our journey. We're excited. People are watching us, and they're
Yeah.
asking more questions. We don't want to lose that portion of time. Okay.
The people that are on fat burn, they're in fat burn right now, are the people that we want on our team, that we see as amazing coaches, are the ones we're really pursuing right now, because they're on that, honestly, they're on a fat burn high and they feel incredible, and they're already sharing with people. So why don't we make sure they're sharing the right thing, and maybe even bringing them along and them coaching rather than Sean and I, because they have that relationship already with their friends and family.
I love that. Megan, thank you so much for coming on early Saturday morning and giving us your time. I know that your heart comes through, and I can't wait to share this with the rest of the team.
Thanks for inviting me, Paula.
Yes. Do you have any other thoughts that maybe come to mind, that maybe from a different direction about this?
Honestly, I know it's been said a million times, but just share with people, because and be patient. Let people everyone comes at their own time, but be bold. What I found with doing the challenge is I feel like I've really been layering on people now for the past few weeks. And then all of a sudden right now we have clients starting and people that are wanting to start as coaches, and it's going to come. If you're doing the work, it's going to come like that in explosion. So keep doing the work now, right now, guys, during this holiday season. And your January is going to be amazing, if not these next few months.
Megan, that brings up one last thought, and that
Yeah.
is you started coaching about in October, right at the end of October in
Mm-hmm.
2013, and you went out with boldness and you spent some time layering and putting the word out, and then what was the results of that?
Yeah, so I'll just be completely honest with you guys because maybe this will bring some encouragement to some of you. It's been almost a year since I started coaching, and when I first started, I knew the tool I had in my hand was amazing, and I didn't know why, but I was sharing with people and sharing, and I only had a few clients, and I was just like, man, I'm just going to keep sharing. January is going to come. And my leaders are telling me that January is a great time. So just going to keep going for it. And then in January, all of a sudden it was like in a week, I had 5 people sign up, hit senior coach. And then the next month I hit manager. And if I had given up because I wasn't seeing those results right that second, my business wouldn't be where it is at this point at all. Because the spring definitely was a huge thing that kind of moved us forward.
Right.
So keep sharing during this time. You might get a lot of yeses and grow your business really big, which would be so cool. And your business might explode in January. But either way, you're going to be setting yourself up for explosion if you're being consistent right now.
Right. Thank you, Megan, for sharing that, because you're absolutely right. It's about putting it out there, and it is a personal decision, and it takes some people an hour to say yes. It takes some people 2 days, some people 2 weeks, and some people 2 months. But the fact is, until they hear, they can't say yes or no. And that's what
That's
we're,
right.
right? All
I
right.
just had my first person that I ever shared with a year ago just sign up for program last week. So
That's so cool, right? Consistency, consistency. Yeah. All right, Megan, thank you so much and have a great day.
thanks, Paula. You too.